Good morning, good morning. What's up? How are you feeling? Hey, Shay. Hey, girl, hey. Thank you for getting your heart me. How have you been? How's the new year treating you? We need to catch up. Mm-hmm. Yes, happy Friday, honey. Happy Friday. Shay, I love your energy. Absolutely adore it. I hope your holidays were well. I hope your new year is going just as well. Everything's going well. Just celebrated my birthday girl's second birthday. Your baby girl's second birthday. Happy birthday, say baby girl. 2 years old. Are we in the terrible twos, Shay? I bet. Kid birthday parties are always so much fun. She's very helpful. With that. Thank you for the roses, Shay. So I don't know if you know. So I don't know if you know. I've been doing a series. Let me know if it keeps doing that. I did. I did. As you can see, I'm back home. It's ill, so I had to come home and help take care of her. But Mexico will be there. I'll go back. I gotta get the lady straight first. Yeah. Let me know if I keep going in and out. I should be good now. I switched off this crappy Wi-Fi they made us get out here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, good. Good. Thank you so much. Welcome to Imagining Life, y'all, where we dream big, live bold, and imagine the life that we want to live. We are in part 3 of the series called The Edge. I'll do a recap a little bit later on when we get a few more people in the room, but it's just basically about being on the edge of life, honey, where things are not quite as good as they should be, but they're not that bad either. Just kind of right there where we need to be making a decision. And the last couple times we talked about, you know, our desires for more, and then having the ability to get to the edge and not jump, and to not make rush decisions without, you know, making those decisions from love, you know, not making those decisions from a place of fear. So today we're going to talk about the capacity we need to tackle those things. I'm going to try to turn the camera around a little bit. The sky is so pretty over there. Look at that. It's like fire. Good morning, Shelley. Girl, I have to talk about what's in my heart and the things that I'm going through, because this is real. This is like real life stuff. Either something somebody's going through, and or something I'm going through, like for real. People call me and they say like, "Hey, I need you to talk about this," or "Can we talk about this on the live?" You know. So it's just all about real life situations. Because everybody is going through something at this point in time. Don't you think? Don't you guys think everybody's going through something? You know, we look at people and we think they have it all together, and then it's always something going on with that, you know, with that person, because they're people too. Yep, silent battles. Some people think they're fighting a silent battle, but they are loud and obnoxious with it. Everything pisses them off. You know those people. Oh, thank you for the friendship bracelet. Thank you, Shay, for becoming a title gifter. You know those people. Hey, Keisha. Those people where everything is always wrong, where they're always complaining about something. Everything is, ugh. Those are the people that are fighting their battles out loud, and they just don't even realize it. They just don't even realize it, that they are living way out loud with all their shenanigans. Karens, they're living their lives. They're living their battles out loud. Thank you for the roses, Keisha. Yeah, we're gonna be lit today. We're gonna be lit today. I want the chat to stay just like this today. Nice and full of interaction. Oh, just the best. Thank you for helping me reach that live goal, Keisha, with the roses. God is an artist. Look how the sky is painted. Look at how the sky is painted. Y'all take a minute and share out the live for me. Get some people in here. Let TikTok know this is a real live. Let people know that we are for real in here. We are real living human beings. We are experiencing this sunrise right here. This is one for the books. It is really beautiful. What's going on, nephew? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for getting your daily heart me. Slider, where are you? Where in the world are you? I know you be all over that road. You be careful out there. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for showing me the love. Illinois, and it's windy. Oh, okay. A lot of snow up there? Y'all, let's give it up for our truck drivers. These guys are on the road. Yeah, these guys are on the road making sure we get everything that we want at the stores, all because of these truck drivers and train drivers. No snow, but Wisconsin is getting some today. How far north do you have to go? Yeah, much respect for the truckers. Big ups. Stay out of their way. Hey, JC. You came in just in time to thank a truck driver. We're thanking truck drivers this morning for doing what they do. Oh, to Kenosha. Man, I used to hang out in Kenosha. Ooh. Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the roses. JC, what's going on? How are you today? Happy Friday, brother. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Bev. Grand risings to you. Thank you for getting that heart me. Good morning, Asia. Love to you, too. Love right back at you. Thanks for stopping in. Long time no see. Take care, Asia. Have a good day. Happy Friday. Thanks for grabbing that heart me. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Asia, if you like, you can catch my replays on YouTube of the lives. And this view beautiful. You see that sky? Do you see how that sky has lit up? Do you see what the sky did just for us? Yes. Yes, that's what it looks like. It looks just like that emoji, doesn't it? Sign of an amazing day ahead. I can believe that. I claim all of that, Shay. I claim all of that. I need a beautiful, free day today, a nice, stress-free day today. It is beautiful, Bear. See what I get to wake up to? The beautiful sky plus you guys. Man, how cool is that? Right, winning. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, y'all, you know, we're continuing our series on the edge, a space where you're no longer where you want to be, but you're not fully where you want to be, not fully what you're becoming yet. Kind of in that, not that in-between stage, not the messy middle. We came past that. We are on the edge now that, oh, look at that. Thank you, Shay. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. That was beautiful. A night star. Thank you. So if you've been following along, you already know This isn't about rushing or fixing. It's about becoming honest with ourselves. So just a little bit of recap for anybody that wasn't there. And don't forget, I'm broadcasting these series on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Everybody in here is probably already subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're not, click the link in my bio and go over there and get subscribed. Good morning and happy Friday, Lily. Good morning and happy Friday. So far we talked about how desire shows up at the edge of your life and how to stand there without rushing yourself forward. Today, I want to talk about what often comes next, and that's capacity. Fifth Alina is in the house. How are you? Happy Friday, love. Thank you for getting that heart me. Sometimes the dream doesn't arrive, not because you're not ready, but because your life hasn't made room for it yet. Let that sink in. And I'll say it again. Sometimes the dream doesn't arrive, not because we're not ready. You may be ready for it, but do you have the capacity for it? Are you wanting something that does not even fit into your life? You know, that closet story comes into play here again. You want all these new things, but you got all these old things. You want those things, but you don't have the capacity for it, the physical, literal capacity for it. But when we talk about capacity as far as our healing journey goes, capacity has nothing to do with whether or not we deserve something, but it has everything to do with whether we can hold it. You ever get hold of something, some kind of emotional thing, and you're just like, this is too big, it's too heavy, I cannot hold it. That's capacity, that's lack of capacity. You don't have a safe place to put it in the trunk. Okay, now we're gonna move over a little bit because the sky is changing. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. In order for us to hold on to some things, we need to have the emotional capacity, the energetic capacity, the mental capacity, and the logistical capacity. How are we going to make this happen? How are we going to make this work? That's the dreaming part of this whole thing. How are we going to make it work? You got your dream, you got it all in your mind, and now you need to work out the logistics for it. You want to get that degree, so now you got to work out the logistics for it. What does that look like? Does that look like I work and go to school? Do I go to school online? Do I try to find a brick and mortar? Maybe you learn better with brick and mortar, but you just can't make that happen logistically. There's no way you can get across town from work to school to go to a brick and mortar, so you opt for an online version. That's changing your capacity. Mental capacity. Do you have the mental capacity to hold on to other people's things? And by other people's things, I mean sometimes people reach out to us for help, but sometimes we just don't have the mental capacity to hold on to it. I had to be really, really real and very clear with a dear old friend of mine the other day. They called and I didn't answer. Intentionally, I did not answer the phone because I did not have the mental capacity to deal with what I know they come with. So I didn't answer the phone, but I did send a text. that everything was okay and that I couldn't talk right now. And it was the truth. Everything was okay and I could not talk right now. It was the truth. Yeah. And then when I got a second, I wanted her to understand why I didn't take that call and why I very rarely take the calls. Because you don't ever have anything good to say. This person never has anything good to say. And they're always talking about how come people don't call them back, or how come, this old friend doesn't return phone calls and this, because you don't ever have anything good to say. Nobody has time to hold on to all of your emotional baggage too. Let's talk about the weather. Let's talk about something meaningful. Let's talk about deep space and aliens. Let's not talk about, why somebody didn't call you back. Trying to offload their drama and negativity. It is draining, and I just refuse to make space for it anymore. So y'all, let's grab your hot drink, and let's talk about it. And let's talk about it. Because you can want something deeply, but still need to make room for it, You can want that connection, you can want that friendship, but you just have to be able to make room for it. And just to be honest, sometimes you can't. Yeah, get you a cup of coffee. Whatever it is your morning drink is, coffee, tea. Oh, I forgot to put my collagen in my coffee this morning. I put it in my second cup. Thank you so much. People do what they want to do for the follow. I appreciate that. Once you follow, don't forget to go up and get your daily heartbeat. I would appreciate it. Because, see, we need to normalize when we're recognizing when we're overwhelmed. We need to recognize that hesitation can sometimes, what that means to hesitate sometimes. It doesn't mean that we're not meant, that we're not meant for it. It doesn't mean that. It just often means your nervous system is asking for some support. And we don't get support by taking on other people's issues when we don't have the space for it. And just know that it's okay to say, hey, I don't have the space for this today. Yeah, I want y'all to be so intentional about your time and about your peace and about what you can actually hold on to. This is I'm not going to say a constant battle. Go through this in my head. I have this whole algorithm that I put through my brain when people bring me things, Is it true? That whole thing about like when you're talking about somebody, is it true? Is it helpful? All those things you go through when somebody's trying to bring you their stuff and you can't hold it. Sometimes it's just okay to say we're fine and move on. So that means that you can't trauma dump either. That means that you need to be considerate of what they can hold. The person that I talk to when I need to talk to, I ask them, hey, you got time for me? Can you hold some space for me? And I respect them when they say, ooh, not right now. And I'm like, cool. Do you need something? Do you need to let off? And so maybe we can help each other. Where does the capacity come from? Yeah, that is. So I think that is very, very important because, people have their own stuff. People got things going on. And we just can't, you just can't go in and just tell people what you want to tell them and think that it's going to be okay and think that they have the mental capacity to hang on to it. A lot of times they don't. Because they have things going on and they have people that are in their lives, you know, like your spouse and your children. Those people you can't really put to the back burner. Sometimes you have to deal with it, especially your children. Especially your children. You got to give them your space. You got to carve space for them. Especially when they're coming up and they're through their formative years. You've got to keep space for them. And keep space for your spouse. That's how you keep things together. Hold space for them. So don't go out in the street and all your girlfriends and your guy friends and you got all of their shit and then you can't come home and you can't hold on to your own stuff. But now you have some people out here who take on other people's stuff just so they don't have to worry about theirs. That's another topic for another day. That might even be an Oprah topic. Every boundary creates room. This is where boundary holding comes in. Every boundary that you hold creates room. Because remember, we're talking about capacity. So how do we get the capacity? Shay says, mind the business that pays you. That's right. Moisturize your skin and drink your water. That will be the best way. Yes, ma'am. Because I promise you, you have enough stuff going on. You don't need somebody else's. Deal with your stuff. What the old people used to say, sweep around your own front door before you come sweeping around mine. Anybody remember that? That's an old one. That's an old Southern one. Yeah, we got to be careful that we're not dumping on other people too. So what happens when you get the capacity? What happens when the capacity starts to grow? What does that look like? Your desire feels lighter. I find myself losing interest in conversations when everyone talks about their health problems. Yes. Good morning, Lydia. Oh, you never heard that? Yeah, my grandmother used to say it all the time. Yeah, you tend to lose interest in those types of conversations really quick. And instead of just sitting there, suffering with it, I usually excuse myself. I try to anyway. And I try not to be one of those people who talks about my health problems. If someone asks specifically, you may want to go. But you know how far you can and should go with people. You know how far you should go with people. When capacity grows, your desire feels lighter because sometimes you can want something and it feels like a burden because you can't work the logistics out. I'm compassionate, but want to talk about happier things. Yeah, nobody wants to talk about illness and sickness and death all the time. Absolutely, Ellen. And I like the way you phrased that. She said, I'm compassionate. We care, but I don't have to give you everything that I have. I don't have to give up what I need just to give you what you want. And that's to talk about all these downer things. Good morning, Chanel. You know how sometimes when you want something, it feels so heavy because you can't work out the logistics? And when you're praying for clarity, all of a sudden clarity feels calmer. retired healthcare worker, so they always want my opinion. Oh, I know how that is. Fill my cup with... Yeah, absolutely. With great conversations. I want conversations that make me think. I want to talk about things, that matter. Everybody's got something, some kind of illness or something like that, but there's other things that we can talk about. Let's talk about how we got over an illness. And capacity starts to grow, and it starts to grow, and because movement feels easier, you have more space. Oh, honey, don't even get me started on the news. I'm always an advocate for curating your playlist, curating your timelines, stimulating, and fruitful conversations is what I go after. Absolutely. Those are the conversations that I want to have. I want to have good upbuilding conversations. I don't want to have to talk about everything that's wrong. It's okay to check on one another, but nobody wants that. I'm just pretty sure nobody wants that. Your capacity is growing when your dream stops feeling like pressure and starts feeling possible. JC says he lives under a rock when it comes to the news. I do too. I do too. I don't even know half the time what's going on. Because I was traveling, I was staying abreast of a lot of the travel news and stuff like that. But some of that, even still, it's spun propaganda is what we're being fed. I want you guys to know that. If you don't know that, I want you to wake up to that fact that you're being spread, that you're being fed spun propaganda. Half the things that are going on in the world they're kind of made up. A form of that is happening. A version of that is happening. Very rarely are there things that are just on the news where they just give it to you straight. And by giving it to you straight, you would have to have all sides, and you would have to churn to 15 different news channels to get the news from all the sides. So, yeah, that's the way I feel about the news. News out loud, share what they want you. Yeah, what they want you to see. They spin a narrative is what they're doing, so that they can get the majority of the people to think a certain way. And if you don't know that by now, man, I'm sorry. But you got to get, without getting all off into that, because I don't do politics and religion on this channel. But if you're not awake to that fact, I need you to wake up. Thank y'all so much for the love. Thank you so much for the love. That lets me know that you hear me. Because why everything has to be negative? Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I don't even watch the weather when it comes on. I used to watch the Weather Channel, and now the Weather Channel is like news. Who else is that never watching the news? Fithalina doesn't watch the news. And you have to be careful of the things that you allow to come up on your timeline, too, because these phones are listening. So everything that we talk about comes up, shows up, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. Rarely accurate. Yeah, I just can't do it anymore, and that's a choice that I made. And going back to social media, you have to make sure that you can, you can curate your timeline. You can make it what it is that you want to make it. Hey, Allie. It doesn't have to be all these things that are on here. It can be whatever it is that you want it to be. And the good thing about this is, happy Friday, Allie. How are you? The good thing about this, Oh, it's all good. You know, you can catch the replay on YouTube, on the Tube of You. And of course, you know, when I get to the affirmations, Willie, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for liking the live. This is don't get me started on AI. My algorithm knows what's up. Don't bring nothing to my feed if it's not about scaling. I know that's right. We have to be cautious and conscious of that, of what it is that we consume every day. Because in a minute, y'all, we got a sunrise. We haven't had a sunrise in a long time. Look at the sun over there. Thank you so much for the follow, Positive Vibes. Look how beautiful the sun is. Glorious risings to you, Positive Vibes. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us this morning. We have a lot of new followers this year. We have a lot of new people coming in to the chat this year. Welcome in to Positive Vibes. They made themselves known in the chat. If you're new here, let me know you're new here and we will shout you out. Thank you for getting your heart, me, Allie. We love when new people come in. This is a safe space, Positive Vibes, where we kind of chit-chat about different topics that help us become better people. There's no licensed professional here. I'm not a licensed professional. I'm not a therapist. I'm not anything of the sort. I'm just a lady on the porch watching the sunrise, drinking coffee, and talking to her friends. This is Porch Talk, where we figure out all the problems of the world right here in this hour. At least we have them solved for the hour, right? Oh, thank you, Shay. I just have lots of lived experiences. Lots of lived experiences. And like I was saying one time before, these things just kind of come up, questions that I ask myself. I ask myself a lot of questions, you know. What if, what happens when, what is this all about? And then I come up with these topics and I'm thinking, well, you know what? Maybe somebody might want to hear about that. Because as I'm assessing my own life and what's going on in my own life right now, I'm looking and I'm thinking, hey, I'm on the edge. I am on the edge. It's time to make decisions. It's time to make things happen. I need to figure out logistically, mentally, physically, if I'm capable of those things. So that's what today is about. Do we have the capacity to dream the dreams, fulfill the dreams, and live the dreams? Do you have the capacity? Hey, Muku. Thanks for coming in, love. Thank you for getting your heart, me too. I appreciate that. Because y'all, it is real out here. People just need some place where they can be seen, and I try to see people here. Yes, you have to set you have to set boundaries. So it's not only setting the boundaries are easy to set because they're just a thing that we say, right? But it's holding the boundary that lets us know if we're grown-up boys and girls. Thank you for the repost, Muku. This is West Alabama. We're watching a sunrise this morning, and we're talking about if we have the capacity to live our dreams. Thank you for the repost, Allie. I was so excited for this series because I felt like people were probably feeling like me. You know, it starts off with the desire to want to do something. And then after you have the desire to want to do something, then you have to figure out if you have the capacity to get it done, right? And that's where we are now. Do we have the capacity to get this done? I'm thinking about it. I want to do it. But now I got to figure out logistically how to get it done. That's what this series is all about. Hey, Fluffy. Welcome in, welcome in. Good morning, good morning. And the good thing about this, as we're talking about what we need to hang on to this morning, we don't have to hold on to everything. If you feel like you have to hold on to everything, let me see a show of hands in the chat. Tap the screen, let me know if you think that's you. Man, that is so me. I feel like I have to hold everything. I told somebody, thank you for the roses, JC. I told somebody the other day, it's like, oh, I got so much. But what I should have done was put some things down so I could pick up something else, so I could help figure out an issue, help figure out a problem. But you know, we're humans. That's how it goes sometimes. I feel like I have to hold everything. Me too, Chanel. Yes, every single thing. But we don't have the capacity for it. Again, I say the mental, physical, psychological, we just don't have that capacity. Your brain can only hold so much. Before you start to feel like you're overwhelmed. And then half the times we don't even want to recognize that we're overwhelmed. We want to blame it on something else. We blame it on hunger, so we overeat. We blame it on boredom, so we overindulge. When all it is being overwhelmed. And when I tell you, I'm telling you this from experience, lived experiences is the best teacher. It's the truth, Shay. It is the truth. Hey, Haven. Haven Hunter, how are you? Good morning, good morning. Yeah, so we have to be aware of our boundaries. Like we were saying, Good Vibes was just saying that we need to be aware of our boundaries, setting boundaries, and holding boundaries. So do I, Haven. It is just something about being in nature. I am back in Alabama. I know you know what Alabama looks like. I am back in Alabama. Shay says, be aware of your boundaries and holding them. Yes, you have to hold them. And it's not easy all the time, is it? It is not easy. Yep, that's the challenge. The challenge is holding them, especially toward people who we love and who love us. If we're not careful, we give them a free pass into everything. And guess who's miserable? Us. It takes practice. Practice, practice, practice. You know, before we start looking at our goals and having self-doubt, well, maybe my goals are too, my boundaries are too hard. It just takes practice. It just takes saying it even though your voice shakes. It takes exercising your courage muscles to say no and to not have to explain. At first, you might have to explain a little bit. You may feel compelled to. If you do, then you do. But a boundary is for you to hold and for them not to overstep. And so we look at the people that we love and why it's so hard to hold boundaries with them. And we're thinking that, gosh, if you love me, you would hold this boundary for me. Don't you think that? But I think it's the opposite. People think because I love you, you don't need any boundaries against me. And that couldn't be further from the truth. It's because I love you that I'm going to hold this boundary. And it's because I love you that I'm not going to allow you to treat me just anyway. We just can't allow people to treat us anyway. So that's my advice for that, Shay. It takes a little bit of time, but before you know it, you'll be saying no before you know it. No, because people are going to talk about you anyway. They're going to make up their own narrative. They're going to have their own story about what happened to you. Nobody knows your story but you, even though people may think they had a front row seat to it. Nobody knows your story but you. Mm-hmm. Blows my mind too. Blows my mind too. And they have no idea. None. No idea whatsoever. And that's where we talk about capacity. You also have to have the capacity to hold these boundaries. So you can't be holding on to too much frivolous stuff and then expect to still hold the boundary too. How does that work? Where they do that at? I don't know. We can't do it over here though. Oh, we got fireworks. Thank you. Pow, pow. Chanel says, now I can ignore really good. You over there ignoring people, Chanel? Yeah, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. And then they say, oh, Chanel, where were you? You say, girl, I was taking a nap. Oh, just saying in general. Okay. Thank you for the roses, Haven. Thank you so much for the roses. But yeah, y'all, just to kind of circle back to what our subject of today, we got to grow that capacity. Because capacity often grows when we decide what no longer comes with us. We don't have to carry everything. Everything can't go. Every situation can't fly. And every person can't go. We can't take everything. We're turning into the bag lady again. We got so much stuff going on. We're carrying so much stuff. You cannot grow capacity with overfull hands and arms. So what's feeling heavy to you right now? Is it holding boundaries, feeling heavy? Is your desires feeling heavy? Communication in different relationships. Yeah, holding boundaries. Those are almost one and the same, Shay, I think. Because it's the lack of communication that prevents us from holding the boundaries, in my opinion. Because if we can't communicate no, if we can't communicate that one sentence, no, period, then we're going to have problems holding boundaries. Make a joke out of it. Get somebody else to do it. I don't want to do it. And then don't. Just remember, you don't have to hold everything at once. I'm serious, Haven. Pressure to always helping family, yeah. That's right, Chanel. You better call Tyrone. I'm just not going to do it. Okay. That's how you have to be. Y'all see Chanel, she cutting up this morning, talking about calling Tyrone. Call somebody else that maybe they have room for it, because, you know, we don't. We don't have room for it today. What would you need to release to make room for more of what you want? I want y'all to think about that. What would you have to release to let in more of what you want? Think about what you could let go to make room for more of what you want. Shay said people. Oh, Ellen, you're welcome. That was funny. I stopped taking calls when my family calls home from school, work. Yep. You got to set aside some time. That's our time. That's right. Hold those boundaries. And you'll get family that's going to call, and they're going to call, and they're going to call, and they're going to say, even though you've told them 5 times already, we eat dinner between 5 and 6 o'clock, so we're not answering the phone. They're going to call you slam at 5:30 in the middle of that boundary and test you. Yeah, managing relationships as an adult is pretty heavy. But you know, children have complex relationships too. If you don't believe it, talk to a 5-year-old in kindergarten. If you don't believe it, talk to a 5-year-old in kindergarten. They have real issues. And they're going to call and they're going to say, oh, I tried to call you. They're going to say, I tried to call you. And you say, well, I don't accept calls between 5 and 6. We're having dinner. Oh, well, I just wanted to tell you such and such and such. Well, now you got me. She says, and I'm going to say, I know. Oh, so you're a boundary breaker. So yeah, different little things like that, holding on to that boundary. Because people, as Shay said, people will try you. People will try you. When they say I tried to call you, oh, you're just going to say, I know. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Yeah. Like, I know. I saw you. I saw you calling. People love to say that. I tried to call you. I know. But now, on the flip side of that, you can't have an invisible boundary that nobody knows about and expect them to hold it. How does that work? So y'all, long story short, make room. Make room, make capacity for the things that matter. I got some affirmations for this holding capacity. If you want some affirmations, put me some hearts in the chat. Got a few affirmations to help us through this day. Thank you, Lily. Shay said, let's go. JC with the purple heart this morning. There's Shay with my orange hearts. Chanel got my orange hearts too. I love them, love them, love them. Maybe that's what we should do for affirmations from now on. Only orange hearts in the chat for affirmations. Fluffy got red hearts. That's good. I'm just saying that because orange is my favorite color. Here's some affirmation for capacity. Hey, thank you, Haven, for the orange hearts. I create space for what I desire. I am allowed to grow at a sustainable pace. I create space for what I desire. I am allowed to grow at a sustainable pace. I do not have to carry everything forward. Everything, everybody, every situation can't go. My capacity expands as I honor my limits. My capacity expands as I honor my limits. And here's the biggest one. Here is the biggest one. I make room for what's meant for me. I make room for what's meant for me. Because what's for me is for me. Nobody can take it away from me. But I have to have the capacity to hold it. If I don't have the capacity to hold it, then it's not good. It's not good for me. And as usual, I will. Am I preaching this morning? Yes, what God has for me is for me. Whatever, whoever your God is, God, universe, source, whatever you refer to it as, what it has for you, it has for you. But you have to be ready for it. You have to have the capacity for it. And you can't have the capacity if you're holding on to everything. Thank you, Ellen. I'll be sure to post these on my page after the live today. We can't take everything with us, y'all. So I want you to remember something about capacity. Capacity isn't about becoming more productive. It's about becoming more available for yourself and for what you want. That's what capacity is. That's what you're making this capacity for. So in our next conversation, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to talk about what it looks like to cross over into the edge gently without burning your life down and betraying your nervous system. We don't want to do all that. So on Monday, we'll do the last part in this series. Look out for a teaser video for that. I'll post a video for that on this weekend. So we can wrap this series up and be finished with the edge and go over into it. So tell me, how did y'all like the series so far? Do you like this whole idea of it being in a series? Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for liking the live. Lily says she loved it. Okay, great. It does mix things up just a little bit. And I kind of like having a thing because you're helping me with my real life problems I have. Thank you, Shay. Sometimes, things just come and they need to be unpacked. So when we get to the tough subjects, we can unpack them like that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're loving it, Ellen. I really, really appreciate it. Well, y'all, with that, I will see you all on Monday, where we will wrap up this series, The Edge. I appreciate everyone that came in. Oh, Haven, you're in Austin. You're in Texas. Yes, you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. We have decent weather here today. It's supposed to rain a little bit, but that's okay. You guys have an amazing weekend, and I will see you all on Monday when we wrap up this series called The Edge. Hey, y'all, do me a favor. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, go over to Imagining Life. Imagine Life. As soon as you type in IMIG, you will see me pop up. Same profile picture, just a slightly different spelling of imagine, but it's still LYFE. Oh, thank you so much, Lily. So you can watch the replay of this. And of course, I'll post the affirmations and the journal prompts on the page after this live. So y'all just do me one more solid. Dream big, dream so big it scares you. Live bold till people think you're losing it. And imagine the life that you want to live, because it's your life to live. And I want you to live the fullest, happiest life that you can. So y'all, I will see you all on Monday. Thank you for joining. Take care.